Hi, thank you again for clicking. This is Tom Painter for the Money Made Easy Academy and Foundation, and you clicked, you're going to the next step. It's amazing how many people don't do that step. They think, well, this isn't quite for me, or I'm not sure how I'm going to make it work, or whatever it is. They don't believe they can do it. Most people need to fix their finances. In fact, there's 5 steps to financial independence, but really there's 5 steps to fix your finances. Now, part of this challenge is that we're going to be able to teach you the 5 steps. Now, I want to go into a great starter kickoff package for each one of these steps. But in quick review, I want to show you that there's 5 steps. Number 1 is to make more money. I want you to get out a clean piece of paper and write these 5 steps and doodle it out. And then the next challenge is I want you to teach someone else. That's part of your deal for being part of this challenge, is that I want you to teach someone else these simple 5 steps. So step number 1 is to make more money. Everyone you see, everyone you meet with a minimum wage job is going to make and spend at least $1 million in a lifetime. Most of you will go through $2, $3, $4, $5 million in your lifetime. And Mike Tyson made $300 million and declared bankruptcy. So we need to teach you how to make more money. Number 2 is we need some systems. We need to be able to separate, to sort, and to systematize our money. We have all this income coming in, and this is the same thing for a 5-year-old as a 55-year-old. This is what Warren Buffett does. In fact, if you were to ask him what his main job is, and that is to take all the revenue from all the businesses that Berkshire Hathaway owns, and he decides, separates it where he wants that money to go. That's his main thing, is asset allocation. So separate, sort, and systematize your money. Number 3 is to give some of it away to your favorite churches or charities. Your goal is to be able to help other people. That's where you're going to get the juice of life, is right there. Number 4 is to save and invest. And again, the save and invest, the simple financial formula for financial freedom is to have money going in on a monthly basis times time. You need to do this over a period of time, times a rate of return. Now, if you can get a higher rate of return, you can do this in a shorter period of time. If you put more money in, you can do it in a shorter period of time. But that is to save and invest. And number 5 is to spend sparingly on things that go down in value. We want to spend generously. We want to spend money here on things that go up in value. That's the real key. Now, there's 3 steps we're going to work on: your health, your wealth, and your multiple streams of income. If you felt 20% better, you can make 20% more money. If you have wealth, assets, it doesn't matter if your income stops, because you have assets that are continuing to grow and producing income. And then, of course, multiple streams of income with quick cash, as well as long-term income. Now, my goal is to help you to the next step and to go into great detail to get you started on this challenge. So if you haven't joined the challenge, make sure you go to the Road to Wealth Challenge.com and sign up. When you do so, we're going to give you a handful of videos here that you can watch, and then you're welcome to join us on a weekly, either watch the video online or come to a live class. That's what our goal is. Now, we want to talk about small businesses, and that's what we're going to be doing next. In the next couple sections, I'm going to take each one of these pieces and go into great detail. But we want to start with real estate. We want to start with other small businesses, because we're going to teach you how to become financially independent and add more money to both of these. Now, if you need to make $5,000 in the next 90 days, one of the first things we want to do is figure out where your money's going. Because there's a lot of money that's leaking out of here in step number 5 that's just being flushed down the toilet. Spending on things that do not go up in value is wrong. We need to spend our money on things that go up in value. So the first thing we want to do is figure out how to make a little bit more money. And believe it or not, if you felt 20% better, you'd probably make 20% more money. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about exercise. We're going to talk about the food that you eat, and your sleep. Those are the 3 major things we're going to work on that. Then we want to go into more wealth systems, and then multiple streams of income. So let's kick this off and get into some great detail about those 3 things. So you got that all down? Remember what your goal is? $5,000 at least in the next 90 days. And we're going to have a contest to be able to track you how to do that. Now, step number 1 is to make more money. As you're making money, we want to put some systems to sort it and to separate your money. So as your money is coming in, one of the things that I want to teach you about is very simple. The government's taking too much of your money. As you look at your take-home pay, how much of that money is being withheld, and what are they doing with it? For example, most people get a big, big refund check in April or May of the next year. You are basically loaning money to the government. You are giving them all this money, they're taking that money and doing whatever with it, and then in April you do your tax return, and then you're trying to get a big chunk of that money back. So one of the things that we're going to teach you is to figure out how to change your W-4 and your W-2 so that the income that's coming into you, they don't withhold so much. Now, you've got to work on some discipline here. Some people take that extra money that they get from their IRS refund, which is great, and that's a forced savings. But what we want to do is we want to start getting that money into your long-term investing. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, I don't dare invest in the stock market. Well, the reason one of the things we're going to do is we're going to put some of this assets into here is because things are going to be more expensive in the future. And we believe in appreciation. Things are going to appreciate. Now, the reason for that is, and I'm going to teach you a very simple strategy here. People, the United States government brings in $3 trillion in taxes. So, they talk about somebody's not paying their fair share, whatever it is. Well, whoever's paying it is we paid $3 trillion in taxes last year. The problem is that the government spent $4 trillion. They lost $1 trillion. So what do they do when they lose $1 trillion? They go borrow the money. So they brought $3 trillion in taxes. They spent $4 trillion. They lost $1 trillion. So how do we make that up? They have to go borrow it, and they have to print more money. So because they do that, things are going to be more expensive in the future. Some people call it inflation. Inflation is when your rent that you're paying, or the gas that you're paying, or the food that you're buying costs more on a yearly basis. It's inflation. It costs more. Appreciation is when I own assets down here with real estate and other assets and stock that go up in value. We appreciate it. So just right from the beginning, know that over a long period of time, things are going to go up. When I was a kid mowing lawns, gas cost 25 cents a gallon. Now it's 10 to 15 times that amount. It has inflated, so it's more costly, and it's going to be more costly in the future. So that's number one, is that we have to get into these. So right now we need to learn how to make some more money. Then we need to separate it. The key is to get as much as we can into step number 4. Now, the formula for wealth, money going in on a monthly basis times time times appreciation. Will the stock market be more expensive in 10 or 20 years than it is today? Yes, it will be, because of inflation and appreciation. Will real estate be more expensive in the future than it is today? Yes. Why? Because of inflation. I'm going to give you a little example here on real estate. There's some property that I bought. I'm going to use a figure of $250,000. This is one of the little buildings I bought, and I bought it 25 years ago, and the cost on that was $250,000. Now, with appreciation, stuff is going to get more expensive. We have a little thing called the Rule of 72, and it's a very simple formula. It simply says that you take the appreciation and divide it into 72, and that will tell you how many years it takes for something to double. When we go to these big investment conferences, they talk about the multiplier. They talk about how long does it take to double your money. Okay? So it takes 2.4 years or 5.5 years or 7 years or 9 years. And that's really crucial. But in the long term, you take the number 72 and divide 3 into it, and that's 24 times. Or 3 times 24 equals 72. So real estate is going to double in value at 3% a year if you just have 3% appreciation in 24 years. It's going to turn into from 250 to 500,000. Now, the other side of that is that real estate, the loans are going to go to zero. If you have rental income where people are paying you rental income on a monthly basis, you get depreciation, you get some tax benefits today. You also get rental income. Rents are going up, but your payment's staying the same. And so over a period of time, your loans go down to zero. This is what Robert Kiyosaki was talking about when his wife started buying 2 properties, and the goal is to buy 2 properties a year for 10 years. Some of them will go up, and then you can either sell them or do whatever you want to do with them. But this was his formula that he did. They got really excited about what they were doing with all the real estate, and now they bought thousands and thousands of units. But this $250,000 program right here, the property, it goes down to zero because you've paid it off over a 24-year period of time, and that $500,000 is all profit. So as we talk about long-term real estate, that is one way to be able to do it. So with real estate, I'm going to teach you the simplicity of that and how we get into that. So we're going to go to another video real quick and go ahead and start on that in just 1 second. But again, if you're still watching this and you haven't joined the challenge, simply go to theroadtowealthchallenge.com, theroadtowealthchallenge.com, and sign up to go through this through the 90-day challenge. And we'll see you in another video. It's coming up next. Thanks for watching.